Hi, welcome to another Kish Talks Credit video. If you're like me, you probably do a lot of scrolling on YouTube, on Instagram, anywhere on social media to get information about ways you can save money, ways you can build your accounts, ways you could build your credit. I'm sure that's why you're here today. And you probably have heard a lot about high yield savings accounts. Well, they really are beneficial. After doing some research, I'm finding, why have I not been putting my money in a high yield savings account? So today I want to share with you what a high yield savings account is and why you need to open one now. So to explain what a high yield savings account is, and you may see it referred to as a HYSA, to put it simply, a HYSA or high yield savings account is an account that yields a much higher APY or annual percentage yield versus a traditional bank. For example, I just looked online and saw that an online bank that is considered a high yield savings bank will offer you 4.66% interest APY versus a local bank that I just took a look at that is offering 0.05% APY. So that's a huge difference. And speaking of differences, one major difference that is pretty notable that I'd like to share with you is when you're looking at a high yield savings account, most of these banks are online banks. So if you are someone who likes to walk into your local neighborhood bank, you may not have the opportunity to do that with these high yield savings accounts. However, most of them are very convenient and do have ATM outlets that are easily accessible within places like your local drugstore or even supermarket. So to share with you those three benefits that I mentioned, the first one is, of course, that these accounts yield a much higher percentage rate for your money. Again, real life example would be that 4.66% interest rate for depositing $1,500 could actually yield you $70 over the course of a year versus depositing the same amount of money in a local bank that I shared with you that yields a 0.05% APY will yield you just a measly 70 cents. So again, that's the main benefit, of course, of using these HYSAs versus our traditional bank. A second benefit of having a high yield savings account is they are safe. Even though they mainly are online banks, they still give you the protection and the confidence that you have by being FDIC insured. And a third benefit is these accounts are very convenient. Again, as I mentioned, although you may not have a physical building to walk into to manage these accounts, they are available online, so you could manage your money right from your phone at any time. Also, most of these banks do not have fees. Some of our local banks, you may have a fee that's charged monthly if you do not, for example, keep the minimum balance. With a lot of these online high yield savings accounts. Of course, you want to keep a balance in there because that's the point, to allow your money to grow. But if for some reason you were to go below a certain amount in your account, you're not going to necessarily get hit with some monthly maintenance fee like a lot of our local banks do. And along with that convenience of being able to manage your accounts right from your phone, since these banks are mainly online, you do have the convenience also of even transferring money from maybe your main account that maybe your paycheck is deposited into, and you could connect that to your high yield savings account, so you could continue to build that up over time to take advantage of that higher APY. It's a perfect place to start an emergency fund, which we all should have, or a perfect place to grow your money, maybe for a dream vacation that you want to take your family on. Maybe you want to go to Europe. Having that high yield savings account would be a perfect place for it. So thank you again for stopping by Kish Talks Credit, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.